everyone, Fluffy here, back with another mukbang. What I have for you today, and you will have seen that from the thumbnail and the title of this video, this is a mukbang, but it is also a tasting and review of the bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast spread, as they call it, from Aldis. Now, I did a dry run, like a really few-second video showing this. I'm so sorry about the haul and that y'all couldn't see. It was backwards, and I don't know why, because I went back through and I thought, well, maybe it's because I'm using the phone. But there was at least one or two videos where it didn't flip it. So I don't know what happened. So we're going to try it. So I have the low-carb bread. It is 15 carbs for both pieces. And remember, this is 2 carbs for a quarter of a cup. And I got this because my hair is down, so I'm going to be eating a lot of my own hair. And we'll see how it spreads. Maybe I can get it on 2 pieces of toast. So then it would be 17 carbs for this breakfast. And that's real close to the 20 maximum. But I will have a few more carbs later because I don't know about the rest of y'all diabetics, but I find that if I have a completely carb-free meal, it does not lower my blood sugar. So, and then I just have chicken broth. I did not do a close-up because I really haven't opened the spread yet. So, you know, close-up of toast. I mean, really? And then I have water to drink. So, let's get started. That comes off. That shows I have it. Initial, you can really smell the bacon. Here's your close-up. Can't see the bacon. Well, there's a piece right there. So, it smells bacony, and you can't go wrong with bacon. All right, now I'm going to have to wipe it. I'm going to have heated up breakfast spread because I just use it. So let's see what, because it says there's 5 servings in here, I think. It's 5 or 6. So let's see how much. This may be 19 carbs if there's not a whole lot in here. I'm one of those, use half a pound of cream cheese on 1 bagel. Okay, let's see how it spreads on here. Yeah, I'm going to need 2 quarter cups. I mean, I could probably spread it thinner, but why when it's only 2 carbs? How do y'all feel about that? Okay, now that I'm spreading it, I can definitely see more bacon. See the little dark pieces? What do you think? All right, here we go. All right. I would not call this a breakfast spread. It's like, this would be a good dip, y'all. It is tasty, but for me, I could have this anytime. I could have it with Melba toast, bruschetta, you know, the Italian crusty bread, baguette slice, you know. I was an appetizer. I don't consider this, but probably because it's bacon and eggs, I consider it to be a breakfast spread, but I could have it anytime. Bacon and the cheese. It's what's really coming forward. I'm thinking that it's kind of yellowy because of the yolk, but you really don't taste that. And of course, that's the So, this is good. I know somebody said, I think it was I Prefer Steve, viewer. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, because you know I get crap mixed up all the time. He was going to look for it. Aldis had 3 different flavors. This bacon, egg, and cheese, ham, egg, and cheese, and sausage, egg, and cheese. But we didn't want to get all 3 in case, like, we hated it. Well, I could go for this. I'd be curious to try the ham, egg, and cheese. Probably tastes like a ham salad. That's really good, y'all. I would buy this tub again. I think the kid will like it. I think I can be able to see the dogs, but they're not up here right now. Move the remote control for the TV. Turn the TV off because there was a glare, but there is still something glaring at me. Hello, I'm not even close. Hello. Now, I could put you on pause and go get cream cheese. Well, that's 0 carbs for the second toast. But I really want some more of this spread, so I'm going to spend, yeah, I apologize. I feel a hair somewhere. No, it's still connected to me. Oops. The camera kept trying to get the right angle, and the camera kept going out. So I think what it is I did it you know, when you mute the brightness of your phone, I think it came back, and I think that's where the glare is, so I apologize, y'all. Today was a Trulicity day. I got a lot accomplished on the phone today. Yep, no, not today, yesterday. Okay. There's Boo-Boo. Yeah, there he is. I guess I'll put this here so you can see him. It's just, and I'll put this here so y'all can, well, that was a shitty idea. Don't say shit, fucking. Okay. There we go. Yeah, kind of see what it is. I got a letter from the hospital. Pardon me. I still haven't called them, saying that they considered me my insurance out of their network, or their hospital is considered out of my network, but it is a PPO, and they said here is the insurance companies that we take, and hello, my list of my program was listed. And then it said something about your doctor may not accept the insurance or something, and so I'm wondering if it wasn't my surgeon. So, I know I had paper towels. Here it is. I need to call them that. Then, I got a letter, and the letters came like almost within a day of each other. I've just kind of been postponing it, but I knew I couldn't. I don't know, something went up my nose. Pardon me. Then I got a letter from my insurance company saying that I needed to re-enroll. It gave me an option, and the one that was really cheap and really a bargain was through AARP. I get United through AARP. But it was an HMO, and I'm sure we're all adults, so I'm sure you know the difference between a PPO and an HMO, but I'm really not completely knowledgeable in insurance stuff, so I'll tell you, an HMO is like if you have that hospital's insurance. Yeah, I know the HMO stands for something, and I couldn't tell you, but you can't just use any doctor. It's like, when I was with the state, I had an HMO. It was Scott and White, main hospital in this area. Matter of fact, Scott and White owns the hospital that I was at, or 1/3 of it. And so I could only go to Scott and White doctors, the Scott and White hospital, Scott and White clinic. Well, that's the only place I really cared about. But now with the PPO, since you do go to Houston to visit my in-laws and things like that, and I want to be able to pick and choose what doctors I go to, I really wanted to have PPO. And that's what I currently have. So, talking to the agent, I called, and they were very helpful. And the lady... Anyway, there's a thing with United. And y'all, I know a couple of people, I don't know if it was the Facebook pages I was on or somebody, one of my viewers, but I was telling them that I paid really cheap for my supplemental insurance. And they're like, wow, I pay like 38 bucks. And I pay more because I have parts A and B on Medicare. And I didn't know that you pay for part B. So, anyway, somebody's like, where did you get supplemental for that much? Well, speaking to the lady, she said, it's not supplemental. She said, supplemental is like $200 or $300 a month for supplemental. She said, you could consider this a supplemental in that it works together with your Medicare. It kind of fills the gaps of where Medicare doesn't take care of. But it's not true what you would call supplemental. So that's the difference, y'all. Now they put me on one. They have, United has one where it's for chronic illness people. And if you have diabetic, that's an automatic qualifier. So it's going to cost me from like $12 a month for the premiums, really low for prescriptions and stuff. I feel like I'm fixing to drain y'all. Free transportation to and from hospitals and clinics. I get to spend, they're going to send me a catalog with supplies where it's like 60 bucks every 3 months that I can spend. And there's different things in there that I can get. And what I like is that is every year I won't have to meet a deductible for my tier 3 medications, which we all know my Trulicity is tier 3. I'm still not going to save any money for the monthly premiums, you know, the monthly cost, copay or whatever for my Trulicity, but I won't have to pay $300 bucks every time re-enrollment happens. So I'm really happy about that. So if y'all are looking for insurance to go with your Medicare, you might want to get United a call. Now, I am not in any way affiliated with United except for that I have them. They are not paying me for this video, although they should, because, you know, I'm always talking about I just know we all need to save money, so, and I didn't know anything like that existed. So, I wasn't sure if y'all knew as well. So I signed up for insurance for the next fiscal year. And then the lady I talked to said everybody will get contacted eventually. I got a questionnaire from Medicare. No, from Disability. And it's a short questionnaire. And depending on how I answer, they will decide if they're going to do like a full-blown having to requalify questionnaire. And so it had some simple questions on there, but, you know, the instructions say we try to make them as easy as possible, but everybody has certain situations, you know? Like the first one is, are you unemployed, employed, or self-employed? Well, when I first started, they were asking me about making money. And I told them, I don't consider it self-employment, but I have a YouTube channel and I, you know, do get monetized. So they said, well, that you would be considered self-employed. So I said, oh, okay. But I couldn't really hardly get anybody to help me with how to declare it because I don't get a check every month. I just don't get that enough views and people watching my ads, which is fine. I'm not putting pressure. It wasn't supposed to be my main job. I like doing it, and if, you know, I do monetize, because if I happen to make a little bit of money here and there, what's the harm in that, in my opinion? So, I tried to tell them, they won't release money till you earn $100. So I said, you know, I could make $2 this month, $10 this month, but they won't release it to me. So they said, well, just do the best you can, is the answer I got. So when it asked me that, then it wants my monthly amount of income. Well, how do I answer that? If I put $100, they're going to assume that it's $100 every month. Oh my God, I got to go down there. My daughter says, Mom, they know they take appointments. Why don't you call them and get an appointment? So I did. We don't get take appointments for that. We do appointments if you're newly enrolling or anything like that. I said, okay. So I told her, I said, well, maybe you can help me. Because I called the office that's close by. So, well, maybe you can help me. And then I told her the situation. She goes, I would take what you earned in the whole 12 months, divide it by 12, and use that average as your monthly income. I started laughing, and I said, you know, that's what my mother suggested. So she said, well, there you go. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see if I can bring up all those totals on my computer. See if I can get it that way. If not, I'll just have to run to the bank. This dog is on my back. I'm serious. On my behind, between me and the couch back. So that's what I'm going to do. And then it asked me, is your health worse, the same, or better? And I looked at my kid, and I should have asked the lady, but I didn't. And I told the kid, I said, that's kind of weird too, because it's worse because now I'm diagnosed with diabetes, high blood pressure, and cholesterol, and I'm taking more medication. It's a little worse right now because the surgery has wreaked havoc on my body, and it does when we have surgery. And if those of y'all fibro people that have had surgery, you know this. I said, but it's also improved because I've lost some weight. So I said, I figure the worse and the better cancel themselves out, so I'm just going to put the same. The other final one was that I was having a problem with. What was it? Oh, have you discussed if you can work with your doctor? The three choices were, we haven't discussed it. He says I can go back to, he says I can work, or he says I can't work. The only thing I can remember he and I discussing, my rheumatologist, was when I first saw him. You know, you talk about your health history and everything because he doesn't know you. And I had told him, I don't know if he asked for an employment status, or I just told him, I said, I had to quit the state because of my fibromyalgia pain. I said, and my eye injury. And he nodded and he goes, it's really hard to work when you're in that much pain. So I don't know what that means. Does that mean we discussed it? Does that mean he doesn't feel that I can work? So I don't know. I think what I'll answer on that one is that we didn't discuss it because I didn't say, Doc, excuse me, do you think I could go back to work? So, and then I asked her, I said, it asks if I've been hospitalized. I said, should I put I said, I don't know how many spaces, because it's the blocks where you put a letter in each box, you know, when you have to write something out. So, these dogs. That's Miss Molly. I said, should I put just hernia surgery, emergency hernia surgery, 911 hernia surgery? She goes, nah, just put hernia surgery. I said, okay. So, I'm going to get that together and get it in the next couple of days and see what happens there. Other than that, starting to get better, you know, being fatigued from the too much time on the treadmill. I will go back to, once I start going back, 10 minutes a day. I know I've been posting the pictures on Insta. I don't know if it's going to be boring for y'all just to see. It's going to be just about the same picture every single time, because I'm going to try real hard for a while to not, I burned myself and I don't know how, to not go over the 10 minutes, you know, 10, 12 minutes, because it's just too much. So just because I don't post a picture of me on the treadmill doesn't mean that I didn't go that day, you know. Oh, that didn't last long. Fluff ain't going to the gym anymore. And I may not. I may not be up to doing it for 2-3 weeks at a time, but I will attempt to go as often as I can. It was a Trulicity day today, so there's that. That's about it. Just, you know, just rolling every day. It's rolling every day. I've not stepped on the scale, and I will do a Wednesday weigh-in, and it'll be whatever it is, but I'm really not trying to sweat it, just trying to stay on top of my sugar numbers. That day I got what was it, yesterday or the day before? I got that 96 reading, the lowest I've ever seen. No, the lowest I've ever seen it was 94. Later on that day, and I didn't really have sugar to speak of or any kind of carbs to speak of, it jumped up to 125, which is still better than 400 like in the beginning, but I'm just like, what the hell? What is going on? But I'm trying to work at keeping that 96 a more trending number with me, so we are there with that. That's it. I guess that's it. It's just a little left. It's nothing to stay on camera about. Short and sweet. Well, 22 minutes. Fluff, you lasted 22 minutes with 2 pieces of toast. So this was a 19 carb meal. 4 carbs for a half a cup of, right? 2/4 cups is a half a cup? Fractions, y'all. Yeah, half a cup of the bacon and cheese spread on 2 pieces of toast. The 2 pieces are low carb toast from Aldis. 15 net carbs for 2 slices. So that was 19 carbs. It's really good. So I'm really close to all my carbs. I'll probably have maybe 5 more for the rest of the evening. You know, kind of trying to work that out. Let's see where we go. God bless y'all. Positive vibes out to each and every one of you. Remember to always be kind and be your own advocate. I love y'all, and I will talk to y'all real soon, okay? Bye.